Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we'll be looking at the tutorial of Kingdoms Under Fire 2 and the sort of first glimpse at how the battles work in this game. So it's just the start of the game. You can't really hear your allies speak for some reason. I think it's more of just the whole problem with the translation again. But just jumping into the game, it kind of has a Dynasty Warrior-esque feel to it with the whole combat system and combos. What's really interesting about this game and kind of makes it different from all these sort of hack and slash games is the sort of strategy concept to it, where you get to control all the troops on the battlefield and decide which troops you want to position, which troops you want to deploy into the battlefield, which is really interesting, and you'll later come to see how kind of cool it looks in the grand scale of things. The only sort of downside I have of this was kind of the field of view of the game for some reason. I think the depth of field, I forgot what the concept's called, but how much it actually renders, which is pretty low, even though I should be able to render most of the troops. But like you can see here, if you look into the distance, you kind of like the rendering is kind of weird. But as you can see here, our troops are just moving on, and we spot another scouting party. This time we have a scout leader. What you want to do is to weaken the enemy troops is you want to go ahead and kill their leader. We're just slashing a couple people's here. At this point I didn't really know much about the game. I was just kind of really excited to jump into Kingdoms Under Fire after having this nostalgic experience from playing the first one when I was younger. I played the first one when I was in the hospital right after my operation. They had an Xbox, and the only game they had was Kingdoms Under Fire. The funny thing was I couldn't save any of the actual game, so I just kind of had to restart every time I woke up, and I would start doing the same battles again and again, and I would always get stuck on the same battle and I would never manage to finish it, and it was just the funnest experience ever. So when I heard about Kingdoms Under Fire 2, I was over the moon to know it was becoming a thing, and to see how it actually developed was beautiful. Like, this is what I expected from the second one to be. The combat system is really good. I enjoy my Dynasty Warrior combat system. The strategy so far seems to be nice and sound. But look at the dialogue. Finally we are here. It's pretty bad. Like, I hope it rains a lot later so the land can be cleaned from the blood of those creatures. It's a bit hit or miss, you know. It's a Japanese game. Now you can actually hear the actual voice actors, but they're really quiet for some reason, which is it's always funny. And then of course you have your first sort of setup of a big scale battle. Like, just look at the scope of this. This is just the tutorial battle, and that's your sort of mage in the battlefield, and he just kind of causes devastating spells, and here we are joined with Jaeger. And we're late, and the purpose of his battle is actually to save prisoners that are stuck inside the fort, and these orcs are holding us from getting inside the fort. So of course what we have to do is kill the orcs to get inside the fort. And we've got some badass sort of troll-esque warriors and stuff like that. And then this guy, obviously, there's the command for the mages to summon terror and devastation onto the enemy. This meteor shower destroying like half of the force, and then as you can see here, the massive charge, which looks awesome. And all these, this isn't like something that's in the backdrop of the experience, but in this scenario that we have right now, it is kind of in the backdrop. Like, I could literally go to any part of the battle and just try and murder as many orcs as possible, but for now I just have to go to sort of the main forces where me and my ally Jaeger are fighting. So we're just trying to take out as many troops as possible, and I'm sorry for the little tutorial pop-ups. I tried to remove them, but of course they're still there. And of course they have a shaman, and he was just destroying us. So I found out that the archers were being ambushed, so you have to go and save your archers. And then what the archers do is they'll try and destroy the shaman before he causes more devastation to your troops. So it's just the same sort of style of combat here. Again, you don't actually get to see the whole strategy aspect of the game in the tutorial, which is kind of a shame, but you'll see it in the later parts of the game when you get to kind of get your troops and stuff. I kind of want to see how this game works as a free-to-play game, because I'm starting to wonder, where does the whole... Well, let's be honest here, it's going to have microtransactions and all that sort of jazz, but so far I haven't really encountered any of it just yet. Just kind of been playing for the single player, which is good fun. You can just see there in the backdrop all those troops. And then the archers, we managed to save them. So we're just taking out the shaman. There we go, he's down. And then this is just kind of one of our guys just kind of knocking down the walls for us to actually go in, infiltrate the fort and get the prisoners. So that's just my character again there. And we're just kind of looking there just to see if the battle is still raging. But we have other objectives to attend to at the moment. And of course we get ambushed by another sort of bunch of orcs, but this time they have an actual troll with them, whatever they're called. So we're just gonna try and handle them here. Moving in, it's just sort of the combo system they're trying to teach you, and it's a pretty interesting combo system actually. I really like it. The fighting is so fluid and it's so incredibly fun. But yeah, it does remind me of Dynasty Warriors so much, but just in a league of its own, to be honest. Dynasty Warriors just feels sort of very sort of minimalist. It doesn't really have much substance to the combat, and at least this, you have the whole strategy aspect and the whole kind of, you get to create like your own battlefields and stuff like that. So just go ahead and carry on slicing these guys, slice and dice them. But yeah, it's all so fun. But yeah, I think someone pointed out in the last video, someone pointed out that the graphics kind of look lame to them. But in all honest opinion, I think the graphics look really well. The only, as I said, the only downside is the whole depth of view. Like, look at the rendering points in the game. Like, I don't know, just within a certain point it gets blurry, and that certain point is too close to the actual character himself. But yeah, that's, to be honest, that would be my only complaint with the game at the moment. And of course the orcs are fleeing. This is part of like the quest line. The orcs flee with the prisoners, even though you can't actually see the prisoners with them. They're probably in their little bags, just to their heads. But that's it. That's us finished the first mission in Kingdoms of the Fire. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just post them down below. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.